So yeah, we're going to do a consumer bit. Yeah, bit like Witch. Yeah, call it Witch Report. Yeah. Witch Report! Hello and welcome to Witch Report with me, Ivor Broomstick, and today we're at Milton Keynes for a reported witch. Looks like a witch to me.
It isn't my nose, it's a false one.
Yeah, she's definitely a witch.
It's a fair cop.
Join us next week in Accrington Stanley.
It's a
Hello and welcome to Tweed's Garage, where due to public demand I'm going to do a review of a 160mm 3-jaw chuck that I bought off of eBay. So here it is. Let's have a look. Oh, right, here we go. Oh no, hang on a minute. Right, there you go. So it comes in a sturdy box, and unlike earlier Chinese stuff I've had, they're sort of in a rough box, and no polystyrene, normally just sort of in a tight box and taped up. So this is a bit of an upwards step. So polystyrene box, one chuck for the use of. Looks okay. And the bottom of the box, we've got the outside jaws, 3 of, and chuck key. There we go. Put it over there. Okay, let me just get a rag because it'll be all oily. Bear with. Right, okay. Let's have a look-see. So, chuck key. Sort of forged chuck key. Looks reasonable though. The usual sort of jammed in piece there, but that should be fine. 3 outside jaws. Now on these, on the advert it did say they were ground and hardened jaws, but looking at them, looking at the finish on these flat surfaces here, they're all they are nicely ground. Not too bad. A little bit rough there, but yeah, quite nice. Okay, and then the main chuck. Wipes hands again because they're oily. There we go. Now in the advert it did say Vevor, and it is actually a Vevor chuck, so it is sort of trademarked up. And again, nice finish on the faces on the jaws there, the internal jaws or inside jaws. An oiler for the scroll, and then the back of the chuck seems to be standard with some of these cheaper Chinese chucks. It's got a plastic back plate, but really it's just a dust, dust plate, keep the swarf out from the scroll. So we'll let it have that. And so yeah, that's it. So it's a Vevor chuck, 160mm, 3-jaw, internal and external jaws. On eBay, cost me £54, and it did turn up next day. I think I ordered it on, no, I ordered it on the Saturday. I think it turned up on the Monday. So that's pretty good. It does say on the advert, yeah, don't get excited, don't go and buy one of these for your lathe. It did say that it's really for rotary tables, grinders, that kind of thing. Machines where you need to hold something in a chuck, but it's not revolving at a high rate of knots. That's the difference between a cheap chuck like this and the Pratt & Bernard new one that I bought for the Colchester lathe. That lathe requires a high-speed chuck, and of course with a high-speed chuck the price is a lot more. Okay, so this is just purely to go on my indexable rotary head, which I showed on the last video. If you didn't see the last video, shame on you, but fear not, I will take you over there and show you, and then we're going to try and make it fit the back plate that's on there. But general first impressions are pretty good for what I want it for. Chuck key fits nice. Smooth opening action. There's no slack on the jaws, so that's all nicely ground in. And then close it back down. See how it mates in the middle. Pretty good, you know, for a cheap chuck. That's pretty good. Yeah. So overall, first impressions, quite impressed with that. The noise of it is just a scroll running against the plastic plate, but you know, small price to pay. Okay, so there it is. What else? Yeah, so they've got the outside jaws, 3 of those, and they, like the internal ones, are all ground on the face, side ground, and numbered up as well. 1, 2, hopefully 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah, there we go. Not a lot more to say about them really. We could take them all the way out, see if they go back in okay. Let's try that. So there's number 1. What we'll do is put number 1 back in there. We'll swap them over. There we go, and they meet really nicely in the middle too. So, not much more to review on that. Does the oiler work? Hang on a minute. Excuse me. Yeah, it goes down. It's going to pop back up again. No, usual quality Chinese oilers though. Come on. You know you want it. It's a bit shy. Come on. In you go. Alright. 1 out of 10 for the oiler. Okay. Moving on. Let's go and see if we can fit it on the rotary head. So for those who haven't seen, this is the indexable rotary head that I got the chuck for. And bloody state of this. Hang on a minute. Right, so this is the mounting plate I've got for it. I think the holes are in the right place, but I think this is slightly too big. So I might need to take this off and turn it down in the lathe. Let's have a look. Yeah, as I thought. Need to do a bit of machining on this plate. So let's get this out here. Might as well use the index pin. Oh, for those who saw the last video, to sort of lock and unlock the scroll gear, you move, slide this into place, he says, like that. and then lock it down. That gives you your drive on the handle there, and then you can disengage it like that, and then that revolves freely. There you go. Right, I think we might need a little something to persuade it, unless we can use the nuts to jack it off. It sounded a bit wrong. Yeah, there we go. There we go. One plate. And it is keyed on a taper there, so make sure this centre is clocked in. Oh, we'll wind the studs out as well and make it easier to mount. So one thing I don't have to worry about is the mounting bolt holes all line up. So we've just got to machine this face to drop down into this rebate in the back of the chuck. So there you go, one Vevor chuck mounted on my indexable rotary head, and with the plate machined, fits on there nicely, and I think it should be an improvement on trying to machine hex sides on round stock rather than using these. So we'll give it a go in a minute. Right, let's see how this performs. I've got the measurements, right, might be noisy. There we go. But a lot easier than using the hex blocks, just undo the lock. And then you can spin it round to where you want it. So yeah, chuck works really well. Let's turn that ram off. Oh, not banging your head against the wall. So there you go, a little review of the Vevor 160mm 3-jaw chuck. Yeah, overall really pleased with it for the price. Excellent really, so I'll give the finish a sort of 8 out of 10. And sort of the accuracy of the jaws closing and going together, can't fault it really. The only things that let it down really, the finish is really good. It's just the typical Chinese ball oiler, broke straight first time you used it, and not so keen on the plastic backing plate. But you know, these things are made down to a price, and because it's not been used on a lathe, it's not critical. Yeah, it's just there to stop the muck getting in. So overall, really pleased, and yeah, I'd recommend it. You know, for uses on rotary tables or holding work on grinders, that kind of thing. Wouldn't use it on a lathe. Maybe a small lathe you'd get away with, but yeah, big lathes, no, don't use it on those. You use to put your hand in your pocket and buy the proper chuck for your lathe. So there you go, a little review. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Cheerio. So there we go. So there you go, a little review of a once. So there you go, one Vevor chuck mounted on my. Oh, what the fuck is it?